Welcome to the WBB Mason Coaches Report. I'm joined today by Hofstra women's basketball head coach Krista Kilburn-Steveskey. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Thanks, Amanda.
A couple tough losses on the road for the Pride this weekend at Towson and at Delaware. Coach, especially in the Towson game, ended up a 1-point game. What kind of positives are you trying to take away from this weekend?
Yeah, you can definitely talk openly about a lot of good takeaways in the Towson game, even with the loss. You know, I felt like we had a little bit of an awakening with UNC Wilmington, you know, understanding how hard they were going to continue to fight, understanding what we have to do. And I felt like the vibe, the work ethic, I felt like people were just kind of beginning to mimic and play off of Boogie. And I really honestly felt that was a turning of the tide. And, you know, they were just, she's such a leader. She's such an energizer bunny. She's such great enthusiasm. And, you know, you want this team, you know, to be a mirror of her work ethic. And I really felt like, you know, everybody kind of put their egos aside and we, you know, and we played hard. Now the first half, we had to have a little bit of an awakening here that was very physical, and I really thought Marianne and Kai, both in the second half, you know, handled themselves a lot better in that position. So just across the board, you know, Sergeant Carson had a great game, but I really felt like the positive takeaway of that, it was just our complete effort. You know, any coach in the country, you know, you're not condoning the losing, you're not obviously happy about the position that we're in, but when the kids are giving you their all, they're not quitting, they're playing through adversity, you know, they're realizing, you know, what direction they want to head, what kind of team they want to be, and what kind of character they have. You know, you can really just, you know, praise that effort.
Back home this week, what's your focus in practice this week, trying to regroup?
Yeah, you know, again, keeping everybody that we have remaining, you know, well, that's, you know, nobody wants to hear anybody's story, and that's what I kind of told the team. I've just been so proud of them. It's just one hit after the next, one body blow after the next, and you don't want to let it knock their knees out, and you know, you really want to keep that spirit. And you know, you get great feedback from your senior leader, Aliana Leon, this morning sends me an amazing text. You know, you got these kind of kids with Olivia Askin leading the way and saying, hey, you know, this is a situation that we're in, and we need to be the positive change of this situation, and don't dwell on, you know, what we don't have. So such great, you know, leadership on that part, and I hadn't always been saying that. So I just think honestly that these guys, you know, when people are faced with adversity, you really find out what kind of character people have, and I can't say enough about the crew. So getting well, you know, making sure everyone is you know, ready to go for this weekend is our biggest, you know, focus. And then watching a lot of film today, you know, watching the controllable parts of the film today, which is obviously rebounding, taking care of the basketball. And I think so just kind of focusing on that, showing them, you know, what we do and how we were sharing the ball offensively, but, you know, really kind of locking down what we need to do defensively, because that's all we can do. That's all we can control. That we can always give that kind of effort. Even in a game that was as difficult as Delaware, when Boogie went down, you know, we still had more control. We could have rebounded better. I mean, that game could have gone worse, you know, during that time, and getting that blow at that time when we were really came out strong. But so, you know, kudos for us trying to maintain a little bit, but there was still much more controllable moments that we could have done a lot better, and that deficit wouldn't have been, you know, as it was. So that those kind of things, you know, just keeping the spin on the positive, because again, if it was a different mode, if they weren't giving you their effort, you know, a lot of people have to stand on their head and give you some type of song and dance. The nice part with me is the proof is how they're acting. The proof is in their actions. So just keep that spirit, keep that working, moving, and then definitely steal some wins along the way here, because we got a lot of ball left, and we get everybody back healthy, you know, we can be a contender. We wouldn't want to be the team that people would want to play in the tournament, so we need to kind of keep that in mind, because we were really finding our stride this weekend.
Elon first on Friday.
Yeah, right?
First time you've seen them this season, even though it's late in the season. Defending CAA champion, but they're not quite as dominant this year as they were last season. But what are you seeing from this Elon team?
Yeah, but you know what's crazy about them now? You know, obviously our scheduling was probably the worst in the history of scheduling, and the commission has already said that'll be handled. We were kind of going off the residual of the old regime. So, but bizarre. It was terrible on the men's side too. You know, playing people 1 week after 1 week, and you know, we play Towson again this weekend. So just bizarre to now have seen where Elon was and then to where Elon is now. I mean, obviously a credit to Elon, credit to Charlotte and her crew. You know, they're playing much better ball, which that's everybody wants to do, right? You always talk about your whole mantra is that you play a good non-conference to get you to the conference season, to get you ready for the tournament. So, you know, you're facing these guys now where they're kind of coming together. in our first time. So, kudos to them. It's going to be a battle. It always is. Now, we do match up well with them. So that part is, exciting because we do match up well. So it's going to be, battle of the bigs and then containing Burnett and, all the rest involved in that. So, yeah, but I've only seen them now. I haven't even seen Northeastern, and we have, 4 games left, 5 games with Towson, but 2 to 4 more, which we've not even seen the opponent yet, and it's already mid-February. So, so it is what it is. So, but it's a chance to crawl up that ladder, and kind of try to get up there, and that'll be what our goal is. So.
You get to kind of have the Towson game fresh in your mind. You just saw them last Friday, and then get to play them again this Sunday at home. Sunday's Girl Scout Day. What kind of event is that like for the team?
It's a great environment. There's always a lot of great promotions Chrissy and Mike Neely, do for us throughout the year, and this is one of the fun ones, along with the pink game, which will be the following Friday, which is Senior Day too. So, but the Girl Scout is just a great, great showing. Obviously, large group of young ladies. They do our national anthem, and it's just it's fun. We do signed autographs, and the team just really appreciates them being there and what they provide for them as a good spirit group and great atmosphere. So excited about Girl Scout.
Pride's back home this weekend, taking on Elon at 7 p.m. on Friday before hosting Towson at 2 p.m. on Sunday, both at the David S. Mack Sports and Exhibition Complex. This has been the WB Mason Coaches Report with Hofstra Women's Basketball Head Coach Krista Kilburn-Steveskey. Thanks again, Coach.
Thanks, Amanda.